We could have an incredible opportunity coming up here on gold XAUUSD as we approach non-farm payroll on Friday, but I'm going to point out a few factors here that you should keep in mind as we move into Friday's volatility, including some key levels to watch, a trade that I put on today, and also a potential buying opportunity on gold that could materialize later this month that could last for the entire year. We're also going to look at the US dollar index, the DXY. So looking here at gold, guys, XAUUSD, it's not a market that I trade too often or really even talk about too often, but I did want to bring it to your attention today because the market is testing a critical area here today on Thursday. And you can see where, first of all, we do have a short-term trend line off of this high up here. Now, it's not the most well-defined trend line or well-established trend line, I should say. However, this up here is the all-time high for gold, right? So any trend line you get off of a level like this, it is going to be significant. And furthermore, this is a confluence of resistance because not only is it this short-term trend line, but we also have an imbalance back here on the daily time frame from December 11th and 12th. So specifically, this candle here on the 12th, you can see where we got the move down immediately following the next candle, and we never got a move up here to retest that low. So this through here was an imbalance that gold just filled today. So we have been stalking this in the VIP group all week. And I've talked about this as a potential idea, and we did get the retest here today. So by the way, guys, if you do want to join us in VIP in Discord, you can join us and save 85% off lifetime access. See the link in the description of this video, or if you're on the website, click on that join VIP link, and you'll also get access to the course that's also in Discord. So we talk about these markets in real time, and I also share my trades with members in real time, including entry, stop loss, and take profit. So I did enter today. A full disclosure, I want to mention that before I forget here. I did enter up here at 2677. As I was telling members, it was kind of a happy coincidence. By the time I got my son ready for daycare and got settled into the charts, I saw that the market was trading right up here at this key level, right near the high. And so I did short this. Again, I announced this in real time in the group. So this isn't an after the fact thing. And furthermore, guys, this might not work out. I do want to point that out that these are not trade signals. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion only. This is what I'm doing with my money. You have to make your own decisions and own that decision. So looking at gold, guys, XAUUSD, we have the market coming off of this area up here, this confluence of resistance. It's filled the imbalance from back here in December. And so we do have that pullback potential. Now, the reason why I think we could get a pullback, you have to go all the way back to 2023. So this is a log chart. And you can see where off of these lows from right back here. So 2023, early 2024, you have these two lows. Now, if you'll notice, this is a parallel channel. So off of these two highs up here, you can see where we get some nice symmetry here from the market. Now, gold has not tested the bottom of this channel ever since back here in February of last year. So it's been nearly a year since we've seen gold come back here and test this level because this move has been so aggressive, that we've seen ever since the beginning of 2024. So while there is no guarantee that we do see a retest down here, a lot of times when you do see a pattern like this, symmetry like this, markets do like symmetry and they like to test the extremes of patterns like this. So when we look at this here for gold, okay, what comes in down here around the bottom of that channel? Well, you can see that we have this consolidation right back here that occurred in August and September of last year. So we had consolidation through here. The market broke out, never tested it through here, came really close here in November. However, if you'll notice, this low right back here didn't quite test the top of this consolidation. Now, there's no guarantee that we will get a full retest of this consolidation. You can see from this high, even if you draw it from the very high from this wick right back here, you can see where this candle, okay, the low here didn't quite test that area. We didn't really get a full retest of this area before the bounce. All right. And again, there's no guarantee that we do see that. However, if you'll notice this area over here, okay, if we do see gold come down here and test lows like this down here around 25.84 and also that November low and sweep that low, you can see where we do get a pocket over here where we have the bottom of that channel. We've got this consolidation back here and also this low. Okay. So what I would love to see, the point here is I would love to see gold come down here, test lows like this down here, sweep these lows, and then get a bottom forming down here for that buy in 2025. And the reason for this, when you look at this pattern here, okay, going back to 2023, I do think that gold is likely to stay constructive here for, the long term. And so even though I'm short right now, this does not mean that I'm bearish on gold in 2025. I'm just looking for a pullback to sweep some of these lows and then get that, quote unquote, generational buying opportunity down here around 25.25. Okay, so something like this here, I think is something to pay attention to, because this right here, if we get this over the coming weeks, sometime later this month, maybe early February, in my opinion, this could set us up for a rally in 2025. Something similar to this back here, or something less aggressive even, like this back here, right? But that could set us up for an incredible move from gold back here toward the all-time high and potentially up there toward 3K. All right, so I'm not bearish on gold in 2025 by any means, but I do think, looking at this chart, I would love to see the bottom of this channel tested, sweep some of these lows, tag that liquidity down here around 25.25 before we get a bottom from gold. Now, let's talk about tomorrow's events on Friday, because we do have non-farm payroll coming up. And even though that's, a US dollar event, the US dollar does impact gold. So really, that is going to dictate, in my opinion, whether or not we see the reversal from this area. And make no mistake, guys, this right here is really kind of where gold has to start rotating lower if we're going to get a pullback down here toward these levels. Because if we see it start to break out above here, then we're likely headed back here toward these highs. And then from there, we're probably looking at a move back toward the all-time high. Okay, so my point here is that this area through here, as high as maybe 26.90 or so, is really where gold needs to start pulling back if we are going to get a pullback down here toward the lows. And in my opinion, Friday's NFP could dictate what we get here. So if the US employment numbers come out weak and we see the US dollar rotate lower, then we probably see gold break out from this area and move toward levels like this up here around 27.16 or so. Now, if the US employment numbers come out strong and the US dollar rallies, then that right there could be the catalyst for gold to move lower. Okay, so if we take a look here at the DXY, and I'll move back to gold here in a second because I do want to show you what I consider, at least in my opinion, maybe a safer entry if you're looking for an entry on gold. You can see here on the DXY, guys, we've talked about this a lot, but you've got this ascending channel, again, parallel channel off of the lows and highs up here, right? So once again, markets love symmetry. You can see we had the failed breakdown back here. We were getting bullish on the reclaim. And so there is that potential, even though we've seen the DXY satisfy this imbalance from back here that we've talked about now for months, even though we've seen that here at 109.5, we could still get the move up there toward 110.50 to 111 to satisfy the top of this channel, okay, to complete that symmetry. And if we do get that, then that right there, a US dollar rally toward 110.50 to 111, could put gold down here at 25.25 or so. So that really is what the US dollar has to do, and it all starts with tomorrow's NFP. So again, guys, this could really go either way. I want to be very clear about that. You've got to manage your risk, especially going into something like non-farm payroll. So even though I'm short here, I have a nice wide stop and my risk is very well managed in this case. Now, if we look here at the 4-hour time frame, I do want to show you something that, could set up to be a little bit of a safer entry here. And that is if you agree with the idea that we could see a pullback from gold. And again, guys, all of this hinges on Friday's NFP, right? If the US dollar rallies on Friday and into next week, then we probably get the pullback from gold. If the US dollar sells off on Friday, then we could get a bullish breakout from gold. So keep that in mind. Now, if we are going to get a pullback from gold though, what you could do here is notice this level here around 26.64. So here on the 4-hour time frame, you can see these highs right back here. And so far today, we've had a breakout. So all of this, looks pretty bullish, right? It looks pretty bullish here on the 4-hour time frame because we had these higher lows through here and we've since seen the breakout above 26.64. So the safer entry here is waiting for NFP to pass and looking for a 4-hour, 8-hour daily, etc. close back below 26.64 to signal a failed breakout. All right, so in my opinion, that is the safer entry. Instead of just blindly entering up here, unless you're really good at risk management, the safer option here is to wait to see if this level holds. If it fails and we get the close back below here, then we have a failed breakout and we probably get that rotation lower towards some of these lows. And if it doesn't and we get gold breaking out up here on Friday, then guess what? We're headed back here toward the highs, most likely. Okay, so that's just a safer way to play this. It really just comes down to your trading style and also your outlook for gold. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but again, when I look at this chart and what we've seen here ever since late 2023, we really have just seen this, right? We got the high up here. We've seen the retest of support. We got the retest of resistance, went sideways for a while, saw the retest up here. You can kind of see the pattern that's forming here, right? So again, I would love to see a retest over here before forming a bottom in 2025, but that doesn't mean that it will happen. But I really do think if you're looking for, that buying opportunity in 2025 that could last potentially for months, I think that 25.25 is the area to watch. And alternatively, of course, if we see the US dollar sell off and gold rallies and breaks above areas like this up here and also these recent highs, okay, and breaks back above these levels, then we're probably headed back toward all-time highs, and we might not see 25.25 before we get the rally. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications. Don't forget to join us in VIP. Claim your 85% off lifetime access. See the link in the description of this video, or if you're on the website, click on that join VIP link. Be careful with tomorrow's NFP volatility, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.